Welcome to English digital class. Children, I hope you enjoyed the previous session. Am I right? Let us start this session with another interesting topic. Dear children, in the previous class, we have read about Nelson Mandela. In the lesson, A Long Walk to Freedom, we watched the visuals of Nelson Mandela's life and read about the twin obligations of Mandela. We learnt about Mandela's childhood, family, responsibilities towards his family and race. We also discussed about writing the discourse essay. Let us recapitulate the features of an essay. Essay features. The features of essay are title, thesis statement, appropriate paragraphing with main ideas, supporting details and examples, organization of ideas, maintaining coherence, presenting ideas without digression or deviation. In the previous class, you wrote an essay on the topic Freedom is Everyone's Right. Let us watch a video which shows the individual writing by the students. See here, the children are writing the discourse, that is essay, individually. This is the first task. See, with their own ideas, with the given clues or hints, they are writing the discourse, they are constructing the discourse individually, they are writing personally. So, they are expressing their views on freedom. Children, you have watched the video of individual work on discourse. Now, let's look at some presentation of individual versions of the students. See here, these are the individual presentations developed by the children. So, they did neatly expressing their views. We have seen some of the student versions. Now, let us watch a video which shows children writing group versions. See here, the children are divided into groups, and in the groups they are writing the discourse, that is essay, collaboratively. They are sharing their views and ideas. So, that is a group work. So, by this they could put their ideas together and they could develop a refined version there. Children, I think you have watched the video how children prepared the student version collaboratively in a group. Now, let us watch some group presentations developed in the group. Children, we have seen the group versions. Now, let us observe the teacher version. This is the teacher version. See here, you could see the image of the teacher version. We could not expand that, but you could see clearly the title of the essay and paragraphs, different paragraphs are there. And in the next part, we could clearly discuss about that. Now, let us analyze a group version with thematic indicators. Look at the slide. Here, we have taken a child's version. This is a student's version. Here, we have extracted only the topmost part of the essay, that is the title of the essay. Freedom is everyone's right. It is clearly mentioned there. And in the next slide, we could see the thesis statement. The underlined sentences describe the thesis statement, that is the main theme of the essay. And in the next slide, we could see appropriate paragraphing with main ideas. See here, we could see the colored parts, they are divided into different paragraphs. Supporting details and examples. Here, the student try to give some examples, but the examples are not so clear. So, I hope you could see this gap in this student version. Now, in the next slide, we could see the total image of the student version, that is the essay. Here, the ideas are organized into different paragraphs. In the first paragraph, you could see the introduction, and also the thesis statement is also in there, in that paragraph. And in the second paragraph, you could see the definition, that is what is freedom. In the third paragraph, what is the need of freedom, why freedom is needed to every citizen, it is clearly written there. And in the fourth paragraph, how do people suffer without freedom? So, sufferings without freedom, this idea is in the fourth paragraph. And fifth paragraph is included with conclusion. This is the concluding paragraph. So, by this, totally different ideas are organized here in this essay. Now, maintaining coherence. See here, in this slide we could see two paragraphs. So, these two paragraphs are linked with each other with as. You could see the arrow mark there. Both the paragraphs are properly linked to maintain coherence. This is properly linked. So, in the next slide, you could see all the ideas are limited to the given topic without deviation. Means all the paragraphs are based on the single idea or topic, that is freedom. So, there is no deviation in all the paragraphs. Now, let us have a glance. These are the features of the essay. The title, appropriate title is given there. Thesis statement is there. Appropriate paragraph with main ideas are there. There are some examples, but the examples are not given properly. So, that is only the gap in this student version, and the ideas are organized clearly. All the paragraphs are linked with, that is, the student maintained the coherence, and proper conclusion is also given at the end. Now, children, till now we have edited the discourse specific indicators in the group version. Now, let us edit the errors in the selected group version. Look at the slide. This is the original group version developed by the groups. This group version we have selected for editing. Do you expect what would be the common errors made while writing the essay? See here, these are the common errors committed by the students while writing an essay. There may be excess words in that, missing words, errors in word order, errors in word form, spelling, person, number and gender, that is PNG errors. There may be errors in punctuation, and also sometimes errors in capitalization also. Dear children, we could see this slide now. Here in this slide we have taken the introduction part. See the first half, that is the actual extract of the student's version. Freedom is everyone's right. freedom is our birthright. In India, people is the underlined phrase, you could see the underlined phrase, people is, this is the error made by the student. In the next half, we could see that we have corrected the error. People means it's a plural word, that's why we corrected it as are. People are facing problems on freedom in our constitution. There are 6 fundamental rights. So see here, in the first, in that sentence, the sentence ended with the freedom, but there is no full stop, that is punctuation mark is not there. So we kept a punctuation mark, that is full stop after the freedom. We could see it in the red dot, in the form of red dot. The next sentence began with in. There is an error of capitalization. And also in the next line, there are 6 fundamental rights. There, it's a spelling error. 𝗳𝗍 there, it is corrected in the second half. After that, right equality. So there should be a preposition to. So that is the error made by the student. We wrote right to equality. That is the correction made. Right to freedom, but there are no freedom. Actually, fundamental rights are defined as basic human freedom that every Indian citizen had the right to enjoy, but it is not going on. So it is a responsibility of each and every citizen of India to enjoy freedom. See here, once again the sentence ended with freedom. The student made an error without putting a full stop there. So we corrected it, and the next sentence started with but, that is capital B is inserted there. It is corrected like that. There is no freedom. See here, actually the student wrote are, there are no freedom, but it is corrected as there is no freedom. And a sentence striked off there, you could see in the red font, actually fundamental rights defines as basic human freedom need that every Indian citizen has the right to enjoy. So actually all this sentence is meaningless and senseless, that's why we have deleted that. And the next sentence starts with but. So there is a capitalization error, but it is not going on. So it is, the student wrote a responsibility, but it is corrected as the responsibility of each and every citizen of India to enjoy the freedom. In the next slide, we have taken the second sentence, the definition of the freedom. What is freedom? Here the student wrote freedom means people can examples. So it is an irrelevant word. So that's why we corrected it as express. Freedom means people can express their views and ideas. So views, ideas are written there, but there is no conjunction there. That's why we wrote and. It is the power of right to act. Speech. Speech is not the proper word. This is an error in word form. So we have to write that as speak. Right to act, speak or think as one wants without restrictions. Here once again the error is in the spelling. So we have corrected it as restrictions. See here in the next slide, the third paragraph, we have taken it, and here, why do people want to freedom? One excess word is there, that is to. There is no need to write to, that's why we have deleted that. Why do people want freedom? Freedom is fundamental right to love in society. So it's also unnecessary word. instead of writing live, he wrote as love. That's why we corrected it as to live in society. Freedom is every essential to everyone. Every is also an excess word, that's why we striked it off. Freedom is essential to everyone to achieve their goals. We need freedom because to enjoying. So here also the phrase is underlined. Actually, this is an error in word form. We should write it as to enjoy. We need freedom because to enjoy the fundamental rights, not right. It is plural, that's why we have corrected it as rights. To live happily, the spelling of happily is also wrong, that's why we corrected it as happily. Without problem, not problem, without problems. So once again, plural form is there. To elect a person in elections, this is also written in the end of the paragraph, but this is also excess statement or unnecessary statement, that's why we have deleted it. Before editing the fourth paragraph, we could see this. How do people suffer when there is no freedom? So there is, once again, there is a spelling mistake. Instead of their, you should write as there. So it is also corrected there. If there is no freedom, the you two people live like a slave. You two, this is a senseless word, that's why we striked it off. And if there is no freedom, people live like slaves. Is also deleted, and slave is converted into slaves because it's a plural form. In the last concluding paragraph, freedom needed to all parents to make their lives happily. The reforms Gandhi, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 Bose, Mandela's and many others fought for the freedom. See here, we have corrected some words here. Freedom is needed to all, not parents. It is people to make their lives happy. The reforms, not the reforms, Gandhi, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 Mandela and many others fought for the freedom. This is the final sentence. Children, now you have learnt how to edit the essay. Your teacher may edit the indicator wise edition, but here we may take it in the classroom in a different manner. While editing in the classroom, you may take it indicator wise. For example, if we take an indicator that is excess words, we have to go through the whole passage and edit the excess words. After that, we should go for the words that are missing. In this way, we should take up the editing process in the classroom. Children, in the next 20 minutes, let us read the next reading slot. You follow the instructions for reading. Here, the steps of reading we could see on the slide: individual reading, group reading, reading by the teacher, loud reading by the students. You try to answer these questions. The principles followed by Mandela to lead a movement can be applied even to the present time. Comment on it. How did Mandela's understanding on freedom change with age and experience? To try to answer these questions. Now, we understood the process of editing. Let us come up with another topic in the next session. Until then, goodbye. Thank you.